my face, but my parents are immigrants. They fled from communist China with one big dream. That dream is to live near white people. And they did it. I grew up in inner city Edmonton, surrounded by white families. My mom was a machine. She worked double shifts at a dumpling restaurant. My dad worked even harder, losing every single dollar at the blackjack table. We were poor, but so was everyone else around us. We just did poor differently. When I was 6 years old, my mom turned our backyard into a full-on Chinese farm. One weekend, she rolled up with a giant farming hoe, dug up all the grass, installed irrigation trenches, and planted rows and rows of bok choy. But here's where it gets real. She also brought home a big yellow bucket from the Chinese restaurant, and she placed it right by the front door. You see, crops, they need water and fertilizer, and we were poor, so that bucket was for pee. We didn't use the toilets. Instead, we would stand by the front door, pull down our pants, and pee in this big yellow bucket. And when we finished, to cover up the smell, we placed a piece of cardboard on top, which wasn't effective because anytime anyone would walk into the front door, they'd get blasted by the smell of rancid hot ammonia and 4,000 years of generational trauma. No surprise, I never had any friends over. I mean, how do you explain that to a buddy? Yo, bro, shoes off at the door. Careful, don't trip over the family urine barrel. We had a bathtub and a shower, but that used up too much water. Instead, there was another big yellow bucket. And that's how I bathed. I would crawl into the bucket, and I would float around like a sad piece of bok choy, marinating in shame. I literally had no idea how to use a shower until I was 10 years old. I was sleeping over at my friend Ryan's place. I walk into his bathroom, I see the shower, shiny faucet, purple loofah hanging, and I freeze. I don't know how to turn on the shower. Eventually, Ryan's mom walks in, without knocking, by the way, classic white parent move. And she turns on the shower for me, and I watch as the water comes rushing out. And then she does something absolutely insane. She just lets the water run. Giving a 5-minute warm-up like she was performing at Coachella. Looking back now, I mean, we weren't just poor, we were also in survival mode. And Ryan's family, and they were poor too. All they had to eat was Kraft dinner. But they also lived their lives. They had sleepovers, birthday parties, and even ketchup in a bottle. I was never allowed to wear white socks. My socks were always a depressing shade of dark gray. White socks were for kids that didn't do laundry in a bucket. And I hated going to school and having to take off my shoes. And I was always jealous of Ryan and all the other kids at school. They take off their shoes with no fear, and they shuffle their feet with bright white socks all over the dirty school floor, just raw dogging the linoleum. I wore hand-me-downs. I had no idea where my clothes came from. It could have been from the Salvation Army or the Lost and Found. But what I did know is I hated every single piece of clothing that I wore. It was always 2 sizes too big, mismatched, worn out, until one day my mom handed me this white shirt with this sick red and yellow tie-dye pattern. I put on that shirt, and for the first time in my life, I felt so cool and confident. I strutted all the way to school, and I run into Ryan, and Ryan goes, "Hey, that's my shirt." I'm like, "No, it's not." He goes, "Yeah, it is. That's my Kraft dinner and ketchup stain from last week." And it turns out I wasn't wearing tie-dye, I was wearing Ryan's leftovers. No, growing up poor didn't mess me up that badly. I mean, I still have PTSD when I'm at the gym and I see someone wearing their white socks on the dirty gym floor. My palms get sweaty and I get vivid flashbacks of yellow buckets. But no, really, I'm okay now. I have my own place. I just overcompensate a little. I'll turn on the shower and I'll just let it run. Sometimes I'll smash up buckets with a hammer. But actually, in my closet, I have a dresser. And in the top drawer, it's full of 50 pairs of brand new white Nike socks. Fresh, neatly folded. And at night, before bed, I'll open up the drawer and I'll grab my socks and I'll whisper, we made it. Thanks everyone.